This is my 2016-2017 Fender American Pro Jazzmaster in Mystic Seafoam Green. And this has a pretty wild story, because this was not a guitar I was looking to purchase. I'll tell you all about it. Let's roll the intro. Hey, before we get too far, I just want to let you know about Sweetwater. This is where I get a lot of my gear, cables, cases, I mean, all sorts of stuff. I've even bought guitars there. And not just because they make it so easy, the prices are great, but mostly because of the customer service. They're amazing. They take care of so many musicians across the planet. They check in with you, make sure everything is square. They text you, they call you, they answer all your questions, and they send you candy. So I'm going to put some affiliate links down in the description of all the gear that I use to record these videos, from the guitars to the strings to the pedals to the modelers. I'll put all the links down in the description below. Okay, so this guitar came to me in a pretty bizarre circumstance. The year is 2017. At that time, I'm in Story of the Year, I'm in Greek Fire, and I'm playing guitar for Goldfinger. Goldfinger's doing a lot of flyouts, festivals, different one-off type of things. And typically, I'm flying with my Ernie Ball Music Man Armada to those gigs. On this particular festival, I'm only bringing one guitar because it's one show, and Feldman already has a backup there, so I don't really need to fly with two guitars. So I'm flying with my Armada. Fast forward to the other side of the country, I land, and I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm still waiting. No guitar, no Armada, no custom-made Ernie Ball Music Man Armada. So I go to the counter. I say, hey man, where's my guitar? What's happening? And they said, oh cool, where's your bag tag? Well, here's my bag tag. They scan it. Nothing. They don't know where my guitar is. It's missing. It's missing because when the printer printed off the one that goes on the guitar, it forgot a number. So not only is it not here, it's not anywhere. The system shows it nowhere. Poof! It vanished. Gone. It's gone. My custom-made Armada vanished into thin air. Put it on a milk carton. It's gone. By the way, I waited in this line for 45 minutes. Time is ticking away because the festival is that day. We're playing later in the day, but we're not headlining. So it's a 6 p.m., 7 p.m. start, and it's already like 3 or 4 p.m. I got to get to the festival grounds. I got no guitar. I finally get up to the counter. I'm asking, where the heck is this guitar, man? What's going on? They've really got no answer. Again, because the number was missing or whatever. So they give me a 1-800 number and they said, good luck, go rent a guitar. So I'm getting into a cab or an Uber or whatever the heck it is, and I'm freaking out. I'm trying to get a hold of people saying, hey, is there any guitars that are around there? Mike from MXPX is playing bass for Goldfinger at this show, and we're not too far from his homies in MXPX, but they were already at the show. They didn't have their guitars with them. So I said to the cabbie, yo Holmes to Guitar Center. So we went to Guitar Center on the way, tried to find a Guitar Center on the way to the festival grounds. We found one that was close enough. I walked in. I've got maybe about 6 minutes to spare. I'm walking around. They really don't have anything that's like fitting the bill, right? And I've been looking for a Jazzmaster or a Jaguar, and this baby was on the wall. Now at this point, I'm buying pedals. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going wireless. I don't even have time to try this thing. I grab it. They throw it in a case. Swipe my credit card, my grumpy face, my new guitar, and a whole bunch of pedals jump back into the cab. They take me to the festival grounds. We get to the festival, and my first, well, not my first thought, but about my fifth thought is, oh my goodness, I didn't grab strings. And the strings that came on this thing were total poop. Total garbage. It wasn't really set up. It wasn't intonated. We got a moving bridge and we were about to go on stage. I see a whole bunch of friends. This festival's awesome. It's a reunion of all these old Warped Tour bands and punk bands and ska bands, and everybody's just having a good time, and I'm over here like, oh God, I gotta play a guitar that I've never played. But rock and roll, we're gonna rip. Let's do this. So we get up there and I cannot keep these strings in tune. I just can't. It was a fun show. We got through it. Nobody could tell anything was going on. I had a super sweet looking guitar, and I was blasting ska punk in their face. And I'm on the phone with the airline for days trying to find out what the heck happened, where this thing was. To conclude that story, They did end up finding the guitar, and a few weeks later they shipped it back to my house. And after a few months of talking to them, they did make good on the big inconvenience because they thought that they lost my custom guitar. So they paid me back for the Jazzmaster, and now I got a Jazzmaster. It doesn't fit with Goldfinger, but what am I going to do with this thing? First of all, it plays amazingly. It's kind of a mix between a Strat and a Tele. And I'd had a Jaguar, but the Jaguar just didn't do it for me. But this Jazzmaster, the way it felt was amazing. I just couldn't get it to cover the ground that I needed it to cover. It's got this beautiful maple board. I love the bridge. I love the weight. I love the way that it feels and sits on me. So I called my buddy Jimmy Griffin, incredible guitar player, great guy, super pro. He's in Celebration Day, El Monstero, 100 other bands, but this dude knows his stuff. And I said, do you have a Jazzmaster? And if you did, what did you do to it? Or what would you do to it? Jimmy's working at this sweet vintage shop, and I said, Jimmy, I'm going to bring you this guitar. You do whatever you would do if you were playing this thing, and I'll pay you the difference. And he did. So he put Lawler El Rayos in this thing. Different pickguard to fit these pickups. And honestly, I've never seen a Jazzmaster with these pickups in it. But it did the trick. They're not super high output, and that's what I wanted. Jimmy knew exactly what to do. This thing wails. And the nice thing is, whether it's on the neck or the bridge pickup, it still has this awesome breakup and crunch, and it's kind of out there. So you don't just have to play the jazzy stuff on it. You can go pretty heavy. Other than that one Goldfinger show, I've played it a few times in the Teenage Dirtbags. It's just so comfortable. It sounds great. It's a cool classic look. I love this thing, and it's pretty unique as far as tone goes. Now every time I see somebody playing a Jazzmaster, I'm trying to see kind of what setup they have. Did they change the pickups? What are they doing with it? How are they playing with it? Because it's pretty rad. I've used it in the studio a little bit to kind of get some leads and some licks and a bit more texture in the guitar tone. And honestly, as I'm making this video, I think this might be the perfect guitar for some ambient type music. Because depending on the effects or the amp that you're using, it can ever so slightly change the approach to the music that you're making. I regret not keeping it out more, just out and about in the studio, because every time I play it, it forces me to approach tones a little bit differently, and I play kind of differently, which, if you're a guitar player, you know that can be the catalyst to inspiration. Anyways, thanks to the airline for stressing me out for a couple months, making me think that I lost my favorite guitar, and getting this for me in the process. The other funny thing to note about this particular story is that night, somebody posted a picture of Goldfinger playing at the festival. And I guess Ernie Ball saw it moments later, because my buddy from Ernie Ball immediately texted me a picture of the show, me playing this guitar with a big question mark, and said, "Everything okay?" So I had to tell him the whole story and tell him that the guitar that we made together vanished. Put out an APV or ABP, tell everybody that we're missing the guitar. So earlier I said 2016, 2017. That's because when I looked up the serial number, it said that it came off the line in November of 2016, but this is known as a 2017 model, and I guess I bought it in 2017. And that is the story of the gear when it comes to my 2016, 2017 Fender American Pro Jazzmaster with Lawler El Rayo pickups. Hey, if you like this video, the story, the gear, any of that kind of stuff, make sure you like the video. Throw a comment down below as to how you would play this thing, or any other guitars that you may want to see me do a story about. Subscribe so you can get notifications on all the upcoming episodes. Thanks for watching. Life is so beautiful. I wish you good fortune. I hope things are going great for you. I will see you on the next episode. Take care of yourself and energy up!